Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to review round 21 of the 2025 NRL Fantasy season. So currently at the time of recording, lockout hasn't come through, so we'll go with what's here at the moment, just given that everything seems to be super slow today in the NRL world, or NRL Fantasy world anyway. So a 954 is what we scored prior to any final adjustments. So clinging on to a top 5,000 rank of 4992 this week. And yeah, as you can see with the team, pretty solid scores in the forward pack. Aaron Clark with the 50, Payne Haas with the 55. Terrell May is our vice captain with the 71. Would have been a handy captaincy score in the end. Isaiah Yeo with 69 was good though. And then 52 for Hudson Young, 55 for Angus Crichton. And the halves, we had Nathan Cleary score well with the 75, but our pod trade-in, Nico Hines, didn't quite work out, only getting a 48-point return against a well undermanned South team. Jacob Kiraz though was the star with an 85-point return. They had tries, offloads, tackle busts, line breaks, all the good gear that we love from Jacob Kiraz. Adam Dewey was pretty solid with a 49. And then talking about solid, our wing fullbacks, 43 for Teddy, 45 for Turbo, 35 for Nwanga Nituase. On the bench, Connor Watson with 51 was solid. Jacob Preston was good with a 62. Jerome Hughes, unfortunately, going down with the shoulder. So 27 for him and probably a trade out this week. Josh Curran with the 34, which we did have the option of looping in Finu, but we weren't going to take a 22, that was for sure. In terms of the leagues, should be able to still see them. So a close one in both, but Titanic 2025, the Mals team with a 932. So having a look here, Captain Payne Haas, so a slightly better captaincy score. But Corey Horsburgh with just a 32. Ewan Aitken with 51 was solid. Played Preston in the starting lineup. Had the same halves. Fermor with a 45. Shibasaki with a 34. Did have Kiraz at wing fullback. Jaden Campbell with an 82. The one that got away potentially. Although we do have an opportunity to get him back, I suppose. Nwanga Nituase was matched. And Isaiah Yeo on the bench. So I guess, Jaden Campbell's score was probably cancelled out by the likes of he had Yeo. So not too sure really. Maybe just those few points from like a Tommy Turbo over. No, I had Marky Mark. I don't really know. Maybe Corey Horsburgh was a bit down on who's not in there. I don't know. Someone on the bench. Yeah, so it's hard to sort of work it out when they're all scattered like that. A lot of similar players, but snuck the win in. But elsewhere, so a couple of monsters this week in the 4 digits, but an 1104 for Max 13. Well done, Max. So he had Harry Grant for a 73, Captain Terrell May, safe and smart. KPP with a 71, Jaden Campbell, Matt Burton with a 62, he had Kiraz. Gagai was solid, 48, Drinky, Teddy, Lomax, good scores. Crichton, Preston, Cleary, Galvin with the 54 on the bench. So really solid scoring throughout, which I guess leads to an 1100. That's unreal. Well done again, Max. And then in the second league, so an even tighter one, Para Beast, Sahan's team with a 945, or Sahan, apologies, however you say that. But he captained Payne Haas as well, so didn't lose much there. Had Jerome Hughes as well, albeit in the starting lineup. Had Jaden Campbell. So maybe just looking a couple of scores on the bench, like Cook's 37, Karapani's 21, perhaps less than ideal. Papali's 43 was decent though. So again, hard to sort of pinpoint where I got the advantage there. Yeah, because he had Kiraz. I had Hughes on the bench. Yeah, so maybe just, yeah, when you sort of look at the bench, I scored a few more points on there. But I'm sure someone else had me covered. You can see a couple of 970s. No 4 digits in this league, interestingly. But looks like the top 2 were both in the same game, which is a bit stiff. Halftime entertainment and too easy. So let's have a look at their differential. So they're both captain Terrell May, which was smart. Is anyone that hasn't really featured so far? Timoko with the 74 for Dale's team. So I think that was the difference maker there, alongside Jaden Campbell. Kira's here. Isaiah Yeo on the bench was pretty handy to have. So well done, Dale and Matthew, on great scores this week. So obviously with the lockout not having been done, I can't quite show trades this week. But I guess the forced one will be Hughes out. I think the obvious sort of sideways trade would be Isaiah Katoa. But there is an argument for a couple of different options, like a Dylan Edwards. I don't know where he is on the list. I didn't think he was that cheap. Probably just scrolled straight past him and not even realised. Try again. Just filter it. Wing fullbacks. Because I guess the other guy I'm interested in is in this position as well. So Dylan Edwards at 6.14. So that you'd make a fair bit of cash out of that move. Obviously, he scored well on the weekend with the 61, so it will be a bit cheaper. But also Jaden Campbell. So, we've talked about him being a really handy wing fullback. Obviously can cover the halves. So with the dual position, I'm probably leaning towards Campbell for Hughes, which would make another 100k. So there is a world where we could also do 2 trades and upgrade Curran to Dylan Edwards. So usually not too keen on running so many wing fullbacks. Particularly we've got Fletcher Hunt there on the bench as well, but we probably have enough cover elsewhere. Maybe a little bit light on in the middle with just Clark and Watson to cover, and one of them's got to cover hooker. I guess we do have Donahue, could play hooker, and half again. The halves are pretty full. We've got a few edges, so we're not too worried about losing Curran's edge cover. And then, the backs are obviously pretty well sorted. But we still have one trade up the sleeve if we did those 2. So it's not the end of the world. We could definitely use that if we needed to. But it's getting to that time of year where maybe looking at those backs that have a little bit more upside could be a nice way of trying to sneak up a few more ranks. But we'll talk about that more in Thursday's video when we do the round preview. Look at what everyone else is doing first and make our moves from there. But as always, if you got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL Fantasy content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.